Today I want to do an acupressure quickie on what I'd say is one of the top two most famous acupressure points. This point is quite possibly better known for pressing on than it is for sticking needles in because it's the point that these little bracelets for seasickness go on. So let's talk about pericardium 6, otherwise known as PC6, or for our purposes, the stop nausea and anxiety and pain too points. Alright, so to find this point, we want to start by locating the crease where the bottom of the palm of our hand meets our wrist. Most of us have several creases that go across this area. We're going to go with the one that's closest to the bottom of the hand. Now, once we've found that line, we're going to look for two tendons that run perpendicular to that crease. These tendons are going to be slightly more towards the thumb side than exactly dead center on your arm. In some bodies, like mine, it's kind of easy to see these tendons because they stick out. But if you can't automatically see them, try giving your fist a loose squeeze. That'll often make them pop out a bit more. And if you still can't see them, you can just palpate and feel around and feel for the two most prominent tendons. Again, just more slightly on the thumb side of the arm than the middle. Quick little side note, some bodies aren't going to have two tendons here. So if you do your best and you only end up finding one, just put the point on the pinky finger side of that one tendon that you do find. Ultimately, we're just trying to land over the median nerve. So we found our crease up at the top and we found our tendons. Now we want to find our exact point, which is inside that sunken little channel between the tendons. To get to the right level, we're going to measure 2 thumb widths down from the wrist crease onto the arm between those two tendons. And voila, there's our point. As I already alluded to, this point is well known for nausea and vomiting, so be it while recovering from being put under anesthesia or during pregnancy or from motion sickness, multiple studies tell us that this point is as effective as antiemetic, aka stop vomiting medications. Now that's not to say this point is going to work perfectly for every type of nausea, because sometimes you just gotta puke. This point is also good for anxiety, and it's a point that we acupuncturists often use for gynecological pain because it's one of a handful of points that is classically thought to connect to one of the deeper root acupuncture channels that goes directly through the uterus. As I was preparing for this video, I decided I would look and see what modern research might have to say about this function, and it turns out that a 2018 study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America, which is a good peer-reviewed journal, concluded, well, this. Median nerve stimulation induces analgesia via orexin-initiated endocannabinoid disinhibition in the periaqueductal gray. Which basically translates to, yeah, it's good for pain. It does stuff in our brain with our natural pain-reducing neurochemicals. So not only could you use it for period and uterine pain like we classically do in traditional Chinese medicine, it's actually probably good for any old type of pain. You can just press and hold or circle on this point for like 2 or 3 minutes per side, or you can certainly head to the store or order some of these nausea wristbands. You're going to want to line them up so that the little ball inside presses on this point for longer. If you know that you have a tendency to get queasy easy, you might just want to invest in a couple sets and pop a pair in your purse. These bracelets can come in handy for other points that I teach on this channel too, like the getting grounded and the calm uterus points. By the way, this point, pericardium 6, is also good for reflux and heartburn and things where digestion is going up instead of down. And if you're working on any sort of anxiety or digestion issues, it would be good to combine this point with the points that I cover in the Acupressure for Body Boost and Brain Calm video and the Heart Centering video. If you're working on pain or other gynecological issues, including coming out of a surgery, you might want to combine this point with the Acupressure for Pelvic Relaxation and Blood Circulation video. So that's it. It's a quickie. I'd love you to subscribe, leave me a comment, and share if you've used these nausea pressure bands and if they helped or not. The more you engage with this channel, the more YouTube will show it to other people, so thank you in advance. If you're on fertility medications and you're here to troubleshoot nausea from those medications, I am looking at you, estrogen. I'd love you to check out my fertility medication guide. There's a link in the video description. That guide has lots more comfort measures for all sorts of common side effects on fertility medications. Now, whatever you're working on, whatever brought you here, I hope this point serves you well, and thanks again for watching. Leave me a comment and share if you've ever used nausea pressure bands. Woo!